everyone.
So there's not really a lot to do on the farm because for the past 6 weeks now it's actually rained.
To give you an idea of what we would like to do on the farm.
When did we start our journey?
So we've been looking for about 1.5 years actually, haven't we?
Yes,
For land, and some were, too far out of town, some were too steep. People fell off motorbikes and hurt themselves.
That was funny.
It was.
It also hurt.
Yes.
Andrew, Kylie's brother, and I Andrew bought a couple of bikes to a block we're looking at Taralga. We thought it would be a really good idea to ride the boundary and see what it was like. And that was really cool. It took us 1.5 hours to ride the boundary. And the reason it took so long is because the hills on the property were almost vertical, and riding a motorcycle was actually really difficult. We'd never been able to drive a car there. And so I was stopped on a side of a hill that was like that. I was waiting for Andrew to catch up because I'm a much better motorcycle rider than he is. And I was waiting for him there, and the bike fell over and tipped over and rolled down the hill. I rolled down the hill as well, and I thought I was never going to stop. It was so steep. And I did stop when I crashed into a tree that had fallen down. I was really lucky I didn't impale myself, but I did ruin a pair of shoes. So one of the criteria when we're looking for a farm was, if we forgot the milk, could we go somewhere within a reasonable time to get it? And the place at Taralga where I fell off the bike was not that place. It was about half an hour to Taralga, and there was another K on dirt.
And the other criteria that we looked at was, could we ride the bike there?
Oh yes, so I have a motorcycle, and one of the criteria was, can we ride the bike to the farm? Because, well, not that we're doing it at the moment because it's bloody cold. Well, at some point in summer we will be riding the bike to the farm, which is cool.
And so we wouldn't have been able to ride the bike to the trail.
No. And I think the first property that we saw was at Windelama. That was Peter's place.
Yeah.
We really liked that.
Really nice.
It was set up, it had a cottage, it had solar, and had a lagoon and dams and stuff. It was really, really nice. But massive shed. But unfortunately, we made an offer, which was accepted. And then someone came in and made another offer, and we were gazumped. I was like, oh shit, oh well, next.
But as it turns out, that worked out well. It actually worked out in our favour because we have this, which is terrific.
Yes, it was nice. We like this farm. It was last December. Christmas time. It was actually literally the 26th of December, because we were coming back from Canberra after visiting Kylie's family, and we thought we'd pop in to see the farm that we're on now, to see if we'd like it. So we popped in, and we were driving around. There was another car driving around. We thought, oh. So Kylie got out and said, hi, what are you doing? Oh, we're just looking at it. And we went, oh shit, we really like this place. So
Kylie got back in the car and said to Jason,
oh yes, what did she say?
We need to put an offer on this place now or we will lose out.
Yeah, so we did. We got to the highway, we got cell reception, mobile phone reception, and Kylie sent an email to the real estate agent with an offer, which was ultimately accepted. The negotiation process was actually quite long, simply because this is on a brand new development, and there was a few things in the contract that were actually deal breakers for us, so it was a bit long. But we got there, and now we have a farm. What are we going to do with the farm?
We do want to live here eventually. We're still living in Sydney at the moment. We both have fabulous jobs. Come here every week.
Love my job.
Yes, love mine, love the girls I work with and the guys I work with.
Love you guys.
When we semi-retire, we would like to move to the farm. And in order for us to still be income producing when we move to the farm, we're going to be starting to plant tea trees. So then we're going to actually farm bees.
We're going to raise heads of bees. We'll raise the bodies as well.
The aim is to actually produce Manuka honey.
Yep.
And
why Manuka honey?
Because it is very good for medicinal purposes.
No.
So, well, hopefully we'll be able to make quite a bit of money on it.
Correct.
But the thing that I would like to do with the farm is to actually look after injured wildlife, and hopefully eventually we'll be able to have wildlife rehabilitated in the area. So that's a long process that we have to actually start.
So we want to be good stewards of the land. We want to regenerate it, be nice to nature, and all that warm fuzzy stuff. To that end, we had a place called Greenfleet come in and look at the farm. The lady that came in, Liz, I think it was, she was really, really nice, and she knew loads about the native flora on the farm, which was really, really cool. So I drove her around, but ultimately, because there were so many fires, the Greenfleet essentially come to a property of a certain size, and what they do is they rehabilitate the property. And they do that for free to the property holder because someone is going to offset their carbon emissions or become carbon neutral, and they pay Greenfleet, and then Greenfleet come and do their thing. So ultimately they said no, they knocked us back, and one of the reasons was the property, well, our farm, Wilsen farm, is actually regenerating itself, and it's fairly along the way. I mean, you wouldn't know it by the amount of fucking sift everywhere. And also there was all the fires that were around.
Yeah.
Now Greenfleet are going crazy regenerating all the bushfire. Yeah. So we will just regenerate this stuff ourselves. But what we might do is also train all the Simons on the farm with scuba gears. So when it rains again, all the burrows, all the wombat holes are all flooded. It's just crazy. We've had so much rain.
So just before making this video, we actually went for a walk around quite a few of the wombat known areas, and there are known Simon hangouts, so there's quite a few on the farm. Obviously, since the rain, the poor wombats, the poor Simons have been trying to work out which burrows are actually reasonably dry in order for them to live in. And very unfortunately, the majority of the burrows are still underwater.
Well, everyone that we saw is full of water.
About earlier is I want to actually map all of the wombat burrows on the property.
Right.
So that will be one of my aims for the first year or so of living here, and that way we can actually keep track of what burrows are on the property, if there's any new wombats on our properties, any new Simons, and to keep an eye on the population. Because even though we have 100 odd acres, we don't want 100 wombats on our farm.
There is no infrastructure on the farm at all at this point. There is power to the gate. We've got 3 dams, roads, and that's about it. We're building everything ourselves.
So one of the things that I loved doing every time we were here for the weekend was check out our tadpoles. We've got a chain of ponds running through the middle of the property. From the front dam, the overflow pipe runs through these chain of ponds. Over the autumn and winter period, there were all these tadpoles in our ponds there, and they were starting to grow legs, and I would come and visit them every week, and they were growing bigger. It was very exciting. And then we've had all this rain. Came today, went to have a look, no tadpoles.
There's no tadpoles.
They're all gone. I'm very sad.
I would be very surprised if the rain that we had wouldn't wash away a bloody whale. On the property, we've got wombats. We've seen wombats. There's Simon. We've seen an echidna, or Kylie's seen an echidna. Yep. We've got a trail cam that has shown us deer, roos, foxes, wallabies.
Black cockatoos, which is very exciting.
Yeah, that's really cool. Lots of magpies and crows.
Yeah. Oh, goanna.
Have you seen a goanna?
Yeah, so one of the first times, well, because I actually had a look at the property before you did.
Yeah, okay.
And on that first trip, there was a goanna climbing up the tree.
Oh, that's
quite
awesome.
Large
Which
goanna.
one? Which tree?
Oh, so down the road there, I don't know, one of the trees on the left.
Had ducks on the dam, which is really cool.
And there's Murray cod in the dam.
Oh yes, we've got cod in the dam.
In the front dam, in the middle dam.
They're all named Murray.
Yeah.